So today I've been in the process of cleaning out my emails. And if you have some email hoarding problems like I do, I am a self-professed email hoarder, I will admit. Um, and as I'm cleaning out my emails, I was really cleaning out my, sent box and seeing how many emails I had from like 2010, 2011, and they're just like tons of emails in my sent file. So going through the tens of thousands of them that I have not pressed the delete button on, look, it's my fault. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm an email hoarder. I always think these things are going to come back to haunt me one day, but they never do. But anywho, so as I'm cleaning them out, I found an email that I had sent to Barbara Corcoran's office in 2013. And I asked for an interview with her back then to do a podcast, and I couldn't find the email with the answer, but I remember the answer very well. I sent her office an email basically saying, I want to interview you, I'm going to do this podcast and whatever else. And I got an immediate no. It was like, no, thank you. Don't have time. Barbara's saving her energy for bigger and better things. At that time, I believe that was around the height of the beginning of everyone wanting to do these influence shows around venture capital, similar to Shark Tank. So her popularity was already there, but it was just like at that time, there were a ton of imitation shows. And I really wanted to get access to her because I knew I was coming up with the confidence factor. I just didn't have it out yet. So her team sends me this immediate no, and they tell me that basically, you're not ready, Carol. And I'm like, okay, perfect. I remember sending her back, and I found the email. I sent her team back an email saying, thank you. I appreciate the response, and I look forward to watching Barbara grow in the future. Close that chapter. It's not like to say I didn't think about it ever again, but in 2018, I reapproached Barbara Corcoran's team and I got a yes. By then, my company had grown, some opportunities had happened. We'd crossed paths before. The company was just different by that time. But one of the things that made the difference between, because it was the same person I got rejected for back in 2013 that I got the acceptance for in 2018. And one of the things that I did specifically was when she said no, I wrote her back and I said thank you. And I kept interest in that relationship. I remember I used to send her little emails here and there, just letting her know what was going on in my company, how my company was growing, where we were appearing, things that we were getting ourselves involved in. We're not doing the big Shark Tank deals, but we're micro investing and how we're growing as a team. And when I got the interview the next time, it was like an immediate, what day do you want to talk, Carol? And I was like, this is perfect. I got it. Now I understand. And that's how I landed the interview with Barbara Corcoran. I had a substantial amount of her time. She was not in a hurry to get off the phone. We talked for hours, and then I even went to Dallas and I met her again. It was just terrific. However, some of you who are watching me right now have this immediate problem. The problem is you get a no and you stop. You get a no, you don't follow up. You get rejected and you take it personal. And I say to you that that is the main factor that is keeping you back. That fear of getting a no either makes you do one of two things. Either A, you don't ask, or B, you ask and then you take it personal and then you don't respond. Some of my biggest successes have been no's that were in the past that today they are yeses. And so what I have done over the years is if I've gotten rejected for something, I come back and I keep that relationship going because that dialogue is important for people to know how you've grown over the time. So when I say no to people now, this is what it truly gets on my nerves. And this is something that I don't take personal, but it's something I observe. I'll tell people, I'm sorry, I can't do something. Or people connect with me on social media and inbox me or DM me, and then I say no, and they immediately take it personally. I've had people, at the moment I say no, they delete me, they unfriend me, they block me, they say negative things about me. And I'm like, you take a no that negatively? Like, you've taken that so personally, and you're not looking at the opportunity for that relationship to grow. Maybe no for now is not the right time, but cultivate that relationship. And when that opportunity does present itself, as you grow, as that person grows, there's going to be some type of synergy. And the one thing you don't want to do is reintroduce yourself after you have taken a no personally in the past, and now you've grown to a level that you can get that opportunity, and that person will remember. Always remember there are very few gatekeepers in this world, right? And if you want to be successful, those few gatekeepers are the ones that you got to communicate with the most. But if you take everything personally and you're like, oh, she didn't decide to take my email. Do you know how many people do that? And then when they don't get what they want, take it personally, and that gatekeeper is still there. And the reason I share my Barbara Corcoran story is because between 2013 and 2018, the same gatekeeper was there. The same person answered my email this time. It was not a different person, because you have now got mad at the gatekeeper who said no. The thing about me, I'm just speaking as far as my company is concerned, there are a lot of people that say no on my behalf around me. And they do that specifically to make sure that we are doing the best with my time. I get my hands are in a lot of different places, most that many can't see. But because I'm investing and I'm out here and I'm doing real estate and I have other things, I can't say yes to everything. There's certain things that are just not, it's not the best use of my time. But when my team or me or anybody else says no, it's amazing how immature people can be around no, because you want it your way. You want it to be the first question you ask is the acceptance that you're going to get, and not understanding that no means that you need to cultivate that relationship. Don't go straight to the asking. Maybe you need to cultivate that relationship. Some people don't get on the phone with you right away. Cultivate that relationship. Somebody may have told you no because right now is not a good time. Cultivate that relationship. You don't know how many doors you are closing on the very few gatekeepers out here that are going to make the decision between you and where you want to be, because you've taken something so petty and made it so huge. And if you think for just a second that people don't remember how you responded to their no's, think again. Like I said, I have a feeling, I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here and, kind of go about trying to think for this person. I have a feeling that this person remembered that from 2013, every year I sent her an email, following up with her, letting her know how things have grown, how my company was doing, what we were doing. And I kept on cultivating the relationship, even though it was one-sided most of the time, so that when I asked the next time, she had more than enough information to make a better, concise kind of decision around Barbara's time. My question to you is, are you taking no? Are you taking no, or are you taking rejection personally? Like, are you serious? Are you really taking rejection seriously? Do you know how many no's you have to go through just to get a yes? Do you know that people pay attention to whether you are persistent or not? Do you know that people are actually paying attention to whether you taken a no and redacted yourself and said, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. Do you know how many times you're going to be rejected in the game called success? You know how many no's you're going to have to come up against? But it only takes one yes to get through. But if you put all your eggs in one basket and then take it personally that someone else is not willing to invest in you, then you're not going to grow. And that's the reason why I shared that Barbara Corcoran story with you, because so often when I say no to people, they take it so personally. Like, you're supposed to get on the phone with me, Carol. You're supposed to come to my such and such, Carol. You're supposed to come to my event. And the answer is no. Don't take it personal. That's how it's supposed to be. People protect their times and they guard their intellectual capital as much as possible. That does not mean that that's a definitive no forever. That may mean that now is not the right time. Cultivate the relationship, grow into that circle of influence, and then the next time you ask, there will be a yes. But you can't give up on the first try because someone said no. Now may not be the right time. Think about that.